Try me on. I will take wait for
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crossingkin and the Crossingkin Living Room. I'm Kristen.
I don't like it.
You didn't like it last year when we did this either.
The hat's back. I thought I recycled that thing.
Nope, he's been safe and sound in my room.
Well, that's creepy. I'm Randy. A little creeped out Randy. This thing just. Anyway,
We'll pull the sorting hat back.
Chucky Jr.
And today we are returning to the Harry Potter universe, and we are going to play a game of sorting. Hence why we have the hat.
Did you say this is Crossing Kin?
So
Okay, just making sure. This is Crossing Kin, by the way.
You were
I'm sorry, I was distracted. Still a little bit freaked. But I don't want that thing touching me.
There. I'll bring him over here
Thank
with
you,
me.
thank you, thank you.
Are we
gonna? Is he done?
Yes,
he's oh, good,
done.
all done. Thank you. That thing
over
just.
there. Okay, you feel better?
Oh, thank you. I'm so got my eye on you, hat.
Today, we are playing a game of sorting. As I said, we have done this once before with our NCIS sorting video from last year. It should be here above my head, so please go and check that out.
But like Kristen said, this is the second edition of our sorting videos. Now, this was kind of a really kind of weird deal to me. Kristen says that this kind of stuff happens on the internet all the time.
Yes.
Obviously, I am not as quite savvy as I thought I was about this whole
deal.
deal.
You don't watch the nerd YouTube channels, Dad.
No.
This is something that whole YouTube channels revolve around.
I'm not a dorky dude. If you go back to 2 weeks ago's video, I will use that from now on. That's so cool. Strategically placed just for you.
Wait, today, once again, we are taking a cast from one of our favorite TV shows, and we are going to be sorting them into the 4 Hogwarts houses. Daddy, you want to give us a rundown of those houses?
Sure, but before we do, I have to say, I am starting to read the Harry Potter books.
And I am so proud of you.
Kristen is very, very proud. I'm curious. Of course, I'll be looking to see if the cover is as good as the original as I go through from the screenplay to the movie.
Yeah, he saw the movies first, so
right.
he's in for a little bit of a culture.
I'm absolutely enthralled because I've read books before that get turned into movies, and 9 times out of 10, it's never quite you. Well, I mean, you can't do in 2 hours what it takes you 3 weeks to read. I mean, let's face it, they just have to make decisions. And so, but that being said, Harry Potter, if you're not familiar, if you're the one person in the world who's not familiar with who Harry Potter is, they go to a school for wizards. And in the school, all of the students are divided up into 4 houses. Gryffindor, their major characteristics are courage, chivalry, and determination. Ravenclaw.
My house.
Okay. Wisdom, wit, and creativity. Okay. I can see that. Hufflepuff.
Your house.
Loyalty, hard work, and patience. No, I'm not a patient person. So, I mean, I don't know.
Those are just some of the characteristics.
And then Slytherin. Ambition, cunningness, and resourcefulness. So, those are the houses. And we are going to take this incredibly cool television show that also is a fantasy type show that we love. If you're looking for something to stream, go stream Once Upon a Time
on Disney Plus
and Hulu, I suspect. Disney Plus has the rights to it pretty exclusively. We will tell you that later seasons are not as good as earlier seasons, but that's just a personal opinion. But go find out for yourself. Once Upon a Time,
however, is amazing, and we will tell you who plays everybody. Right. We've talked about some of these cast members before, and
we've actually exactly we've cast these folks in recastits before. So,
but all right. I'm going to run down real quick the characters that we're doing, and then we'll jump into the sorting, okay?
Sounds good.
So we're doing several characters today just because this is a pretty large ensemble cast, and a ton of them are considered main characters. Right. So the characters we're sorting are Emma, Snow, Charming, Regina, Rumple, Hook, Belle, and Henry.
Okay.
So let's start off with Emma. Emma Swan. She is, for all intents and purposes, the main character of the show. She is played by Jennifer Morrison, and she probably has the biggest character arc through the first couple of seasons, and then another character kind of takes the role of having the big character arc. But she's a perfectly fine main character. She's a good hero for the show. So, all right, you got the house?
I got my house.
3,
you got your house?
I do.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, I mean,
That's obvious.
There's really not anywhere else she could go. I mean, I love her, but I don't think she's not the most clever of persons, and she's really not cunning. She doesn't have a cunning bone in her body.
There is a season, however, where she goes bad, Emma Swan, that
yeah,
could
but
slither in just a little
she's not
bit.
even cunning as the Dark Swan.
Okay,
she's
all right.
really not.
The Dark Swan.
That's
wow,
what they call
that's
her.
groovy, man.
She was
So
the Dark One, so
cool.
Dark Swan. But
Not as good
yeah,
as Dorky Duke, but
Gryffindor is definitely where Emma belongs.
absolutely.
Let's just be frank. She also has the this is a negative characteristic, but it does get attributed a lot to the Gryffindors. She's stubborn as all get outs and really doesn't think through her plans very well.
I see that guy in the mirror every day.
All right, let's move right along to Snow. Snow White, as played by Jennifer Morrison. I've talked about this actress before in our It's a Wonderful Life recast it. She was in Walk the Line and she voices Judy Hopps in Zootopia.
Cool. Awesome.
Great
actress. We love her.
But Jennifer Goodwin plays her, but Snow is not Snow White from Disney.
Absolutely
This is not your grandmother's Snow White. This is not the someday. No. This is not that.
She has a better singing voice too.
She Once Upon a Time did a musical episode in season 6.
It's good.
And it's really good. The cast does a great job.
You have to think Broadway musical when you're watching it. You have to kind of separate yourself from okay, this is Once Upon a Time if it were on Broadway.
Yeah, think Wicked.
That's true.
It's got a real Wicked sense.
It does have a real Wicked vibe.
And considering the Wicked Witch is one of the characters, we're not sorting her today, but hey, if y'all like this one, tell us that you want a part 2 and
there are plenty of characters that we can continue to sort. Absolutely.
We could sort this whole show if you guys want us to.
Groovy.
But anyway, Snow. Oh, let's see. There are a few houses that I think she could go in, but I think I know which one I want to put her in.
I got it.
3, 2, 1.
Hufflepuff.
Yes.
Yep.
She fiercely loyal to her family, has more patience than she knows what to do with, and is definitely hardworking. She has like a touch of Slytherin in her, I think, in season 2, but she very quickly puts that away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hufflepuff all the way with Snow White. All right, up next we have Charming, Prince Charming. His name is David. He actually does have a name. He's a shepherd named David for the first little bit.
That's a cool deal.
Yeah, I caught that the first time.
I hadn't. That's awesome. And if you want to know what we're talking about, go to the Bible.
Go to the Bible and then go to Once Upon a Time to figure out how Prince Charming goes from a shepherd named David to Prince Charming. But he is played by Josh Dallas. Also spoke about him in my It's a Wonderful Life recasted.
Most recently on
Manifest.
Thank you.
That
Manifest,
just ended last year on Netflix. That is a weird show.
It's lost.
This is normal compared to Manifest.
Manifest is, but where do we put him?
Oh goodness. Charming is a very simple character. Let's just be honest. Charming is very simple, and I think we're gonna agree. 3, 2, 1.
Gryffindor.
Yeah. There is nowhere else. He's the titular knight in shining armor.
When you look, courage, chivalry, determination.
Charming all the way.
Check and check.
Charming. He's the fairy tale
hero.
prince.
He's the hero.
He's the fairy tale prince. What more?
He's what I want to be when I grow up.
All right. On to the more complicated characters. We have Regina, the evil queen, as played delightfully by Lana Parrilla. Emma may be the hero, but she's the character that everybody was invested in.
And she's the character that stole the show.
Best redemption arc on the show.
Absolutely. Every episode, you were waiting for her to come onto the screen. She's absolutely beautiful. She plays the role deliciously, and she just
has some of the best lines. I know we're gonna disagree on this. 3, 2, 1.
Slytherin.
Ravenclaw.
Nah.
I think she's in Ravenclaw, mostly because of her lines. She has the sharpest wit, as well as probably the strongest brain of anybody in this show. She's the one that's like, you want us to go down the dark hole? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Point. Ambition? Check.
No.
Cunningness? Check.
Let me stop you on the ambition. She did not want to be the queen. She wanted to run away with her stable boy.
That is true. However,
her mother wanted her to be the queen.
When we meet her for the first time, she sets her character up.
character
I
here,
get
though.
that. I get that. And is she a sympathetic character? Absolutely. But I think that, again, is the brilliance to what these writers did with this character. She still belongs in Slytherin.
Still think she's a Ravenclaw.
Okay.
Y'all tell us in the
Yeah,
comments
let us
where
know.
Regina winds up. We're not gonna agree on this.
Never.
So tell us in the comments, Ravenclaw or Slytherin for Regina. Moving right along, we have Rumpelstiltskin as played by Robert Carlyle.
If you don't know who Robert Carlyle is, he is this incredible character actor
Scottish actor, I believe.
that we first encountered in
James Bond, The World Is Not Enough.
World Is Not Enough. Played extremely, extremely sinister character very, very well.
And in here, he plays the most delightful of villains.
And this is another
Deary.
character that
you do the Deary better than
I will
me.
in just a little bit. He plays another one of those characters that the writers did an incredible job of woodshedding the entirety of his character, obviously before they got started on the show. And he just did it so well, dearie.
he has catchphrases. Like, he's the character with the catchphrases.
That comes with a price.
And Dad actually does a really good impression of him. But Robert Carlyle is amazing. But yeah, Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, the trickster himself. The dark one, dearies. Oh my goodness. This one is easy. 3, 2, 1. Slytherin. Cunning. Yep. Ambition. Yep. Resourceful. All the way.
To your argument about Regina, I could also see him being in Ravenclaw.
I can see Rumple being in Ravenclaw. I cannot see the dark one being in Ravenclaw.
That's a good point.
You have to think about him as two different entities.
He does.
Rumple is a clever coward, whereas the dark one is a cunning demon.
That's a very, very good point. He really does a very good job of playing the split personality.
For all intents and purposes.
Absolutely.
Moving right along, we have Captain Hook, played by Colin O'Donoghue. He did not appear until the second season, but he very quickly became a fan favorite, as evidenced by the fact this character was supposed to be killed after being struck by a car in the real world. And the fangirl said no, because very cute boy with very cute accent, who became one of my favorite characters on the show.
And he was given a great redemption arc.
Hook is a pirate. Killian Jones is his proper name.
Mr. Smee!
He never does that.
He never does that.
He
He
doesn't do
should.
it like that. He doesn't do it like that. He does shout at Smee, but he never does it in that,
I love that
tone. All right. He's the harder one.
Not for me.
For me, he is.
I know exactly where he goes.
Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Gryffindor.
He is fiercely loyal to Emma, as evidenced by the fact he chases her through time. He is patient with her beyond belief, even when she's the dark one. What's the other one? Hardworking. Good grief. He's the captain of a pirate crew.
He is the mirror image
of Charming.
A little bit more dashing, I should say, and with a British accent,
He's Irish, but
sorry, please forgive me for that, because I know
Hook uses a more British accent, but the actor is Irish.
Right, incredible actor.
You guys tell us again. I don't really know. He's one of those characters that I think could belong in all 4 houses.
That's true, but
so it's a little bit harder for me. I think he has some Gryffindor tendencies. I nearly put him in Ravenclaw because of all of the very witty and intelligent stuff he does. But I think because of how fiercely loyal he is to Emma and how patient he is with her and how hardworking he is once he comes over to the good guy side, I think he'd be a good Hufflepuff.
You made the rules. You told me 1 house.
I know!
Moving right along.
I'm sticking with my Hufflepuff. Again, like Regina, tell us down in the comments where Hook truly belongs.
Right.
All right, up next we have Belle, as played by Emily DeRobin. If you are a fan of Lost, you know her as Claire from Lost.
This lady and ABC, Disney,
they're besties.
They are. I tell you, she really, really benefited from Lost, probably better than some of the other actors and actresses on the television show.
Her and Evangeline Lilly, I think, have used Lost the most.
Right.
To springboard their career.
And she is a very gifted actress, but she plays a very a very similar character, I think, in some ways.
In some ways.
Again, a very adjacent character, so to speak, in Once Upon a Time to what she did in Lost.
Yeah.
Gifted actress. I don't think they wrote her character as well as they did some of the others that we've talked about.
In Lost.
In Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, my issue, here's the thing. In Once Upon a Time, Rumple is multiple characters. He is the crocodile for Captain Hook. He is the fairy godmother for Cinderella. He is Rumpelstiltskin. He is the Dark One. He is also the Beast for Belle's Beauty and the Beast. And it's so weird because Rumple is very clearly being a manipulative jerk. They are not the healthiest of couples. Yes, we root for them because once Rumple finally does fix himself, they are perfectly healthy. But through most of the series, they are very toxic. And Belle, unfortunately, is not very strong.
And part of the problem with it is, and you just alluded to it, she's written so much of the time
passively
in Robert Carlyle's universe.
Yeah.
And when he's on screen, he really, really does suck up all the air in the room.
Yeah.
And it's
Don't
just,
get us wrong. This is not the fault of Emily de Robin. This is more of...
We're not sure the writers fleshed her out well enough.
They didn't give her enough to do on her own.
Right.
Every time she broke away from Rumple, she went and was part of somebody else's story.
Team, so to speak.
Yeah, she was very much a team player and was just part of other people's storylines. She never really got her own storyline beyond telling Rumple off.
So where did we put her?
3, 2, 1.
Hufflepuff.
I mean, this is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Everybody thinks she should be in Ravenclaw. No, Once Upon a Time, Belle is a Hufflepuff. It's a
total different character from the iterations that you have seen. Once again, go check out our Disney animation versus live action conversation that we had a few weeks back.
Any of our Disney rankings.
Absolutely.
That we have.
So,
all right. And lastly, we're already on our last character. We're actually doing pretty good on this. We've only disagreed a little bit. We have Henry, and he's a little bit more of a complicated character. He is played by Jared Gilmore through most of the series. But then in season 7, he is taken up by Andrew J. West.
Adult Henry.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, they are the same character. I know that
yes, without doubt.
And Jared at least talked a little bit for the few times that they were on set together. There is a little bit of a disconnect between them just because, adult Henry's been through some stuff and young Henry is the heart of the truest believer.
Right.
So, yeah, Henry is a little bit more complicated. He is the linchpin character. Like, anytime the plot needs a jolt forward, put Henry in danger and we're there.
Right.
Or have Henry find something and we're there.
Right.
What Henry was the writer's trick when they had written themselves into a plot corner. Henry is how they wrote themselves out of the corner.
That's good.
Just have Henry find it. Just let Henry find it. He's the heart of the truest believer. Let him find it.
And they did it well.
So, all right. Where to put Henry?
I know.
I do too, I think. 3, 2, 1.
Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff. Really?
Yes. When you first encounter Henry, loyalty
to Emma and Regina.
He is the true believer.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work. He's willing to do anything and everything all throughout the series, even skirting some
safety issues.
And patience. He starts episode 1
telling Emma
the one that starts this pathway down to the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And until the end of the series, he is still that character who is fleshing those things out.
He's the author.
Ultimate patience. I think.
I think. See,
my argument is compelling. You have to admit.
Your argument is extremely compelling. I said Gryffindor, didn't I? He is incredibly brave, as evidenced by the fact he was willing to put himself under a sleeping curse in order to make Emma believe. A little foolhardy, which, hey, that's also a Gryffindor attribute. He also gets himself stuck in a cave-in, desperate to find people, desperate to find evidence so that people will believe him. Again, foolhardy and brave. Kind of, those two attributes go hand in hand, don't they?
You have to confess, though. My argument is strong.
Your argument is very, very strong.
Do we need to get the hat?
No,
please, never mind. We don't need to get the hat. No, don't get the hat.
Put it on.
Okay. All right. Good.
So again, I think honestly, yeah, I think you've made a very compelling argument. You've won me over. I will concede Hufflepuff for Henry. I'm not backing down on any of the other ones we disagreed on, though.
We didn't disagree that much this time.
Couple of them. I think Regina and Hook.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
But where would you take the characters from Once Upon a Time? And did we miss someone that was that titular character that may have come along for a season, but you think deserves to go in a Harry Potter house?
I mean, Zelina is one of the obvious ones. If you guys feel like you want to us to do a part 2 to this, I can get 8 more characters and we can sort them real quick. So just let us know if you guys would like us to do a part 2. And hey, put down in the comments some more shows that you guys would like us
Absolutely.
to do. I'm keen to have some more sorting videos on our schedule for next year.
As long as we don't have the hat.
The hat will always be part of the sorting videos,
Okay.
Daddy. I'm
All right.
sorry.
I confess, I'm warming to this idea when I was quite skeptical to begin with.
Yes, ever the skeptic, and now he's going to read the Harry
So
Potter
what house
books.
does that put me in?
You're still a Hufflepuff, Daddy.
Okay.
But that's it for us from Cross and Kin. I'm Kristen.
I'm Randy, and what house do you belong in?
Be sure to comment down in the comment section below. Tell us your Hogwarts house. Leave us a like, subscribe, and
ring that notification bell
so that you know every time we upload. And until next time, we are signing off from the Cross and Kin living room.
Have a great week.